it wasn't. And you won't believe what it was, which we only figured out later. We had some ideas halfway through what it could be, what they could be. There were three, let's call them mystery objects that were found in this young man's ear, and it was a young man. How on earth did they get there? We did find out later. And did come clean as well. So this lady brought a son along to see me who'd been having terrible trouble, God bless him. Been having a lot of pain, not in this ear, believe it or not, but a lot of pain in the other ear. So much so that he'd been off school as well. Hello to you both, if you're watching, by the way. Thanks for giving me permission to share this. I know a lot of you will find this extremely interesting, as did we. It was quite an eventful appointment. I'll get onto that a bit later. Now I'm trying to move the dark area there behind, let's call it. It's just not able to get past this other one now. It's a bit of an hot spot for something to end up here. Just tucked in around that bend. A bit tricky to get to. It's the finding tube that I'm using here because it is a small child and it's a small ear. I'm trying to keep the noise down. Makes it a bit fiddly to get out, but I realise I can't get that dark one out there until we get this smaller mystery object out first. It wasn't too difficult to get a grip of once I finally got it and lifted it up and look at that. My first thought was, is it a swimming plug, like a silicone swimming plug that's been broken off? Because I did find one of those not that long ago. I think the video's called Unbelievable. It's still in there because it had been in there years, that particular one. Now as soon as we got the first one out, the second one came out fairly easily. A lot darker this, so you think it just as a hard ball of earwax. And as we got it out, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the tray and I'll zoom into it. It's not a hard ball of earwax. You might figure out already what it is, because I just looked at it and thought, that's not hard earwax, that. You can see like an edge on it there, can't you? Doesn't only end up like that. So what I did, I picked it up. You might hear the audio in the background, and I tapped it on the tray there in the chair. There you go, can you hear that? And I said, that's not earwax, earwax doesn't make that noise. Some do, but it's incredibly hard. So we can already see the eardrum there, and we've got all this, what is earwax and dead skin around the edges here. A little bit of a peel as well, this. Now that's obviously happened because it's been trapped behind those mystery objects in there. So we'll just get away what we can from there. I mean, all the rest of this stuff is, it's a bit of a bonus, but quite a thick layer of dead skin that came out here, as you can see. You can see that peeling all the way down. So already the eardrum looks absolutely fine. It didn't in the other one, as you'll see when we come on to that quite shortly. So we'll just have a little bit of a tidy up. Need to leave a little bit of the oily substance there just around the edges. That's there to protect you. So I don't want to scoop away every little thing in there. Just a bit of a tidy up. I have heard back from him since, and he's doing very well now. He's doing A-okay. So again, just a bit of residue around the outside there. Just gonna tidy up that little bit there. I don't know if you've figured out what they are yet, by the way. You'll probably already realise what they are, but what you won't know, until I tell you, is where they've come from and how they've got there. There's the eardrum there. Now here's this one again, which I thought, oh, is it this creamy fungal black mould that you can often find? I quickly realised after the first two that it's not. It's a pattern on this object. So you can see there's a thick layer of dead skin underneath that. Now this here is clearly infected. There's a lot of humidity in this, a lot of warmth, a lot of moisture, and this is the one that was giving a lot of pain, you know. it settled down late that night. But have a look at that there. Can you just see the red pinky area on there? Then I think that's fresh granulation tissue. That now, what's that? The stone is giving it away, haven't I? It's been like adhering to the canal wall, and the canal wall in response to that, it's been it's got granulation tissue there, which is like an inflammatory response. So you get this little fleshy lump that's attached to it, and it had left kind of a little, what looks like a small hematoma, which is another word for a blood blister on the base of the ear canal. It's quite difficult to get a good look at this because it was so humid, it just steamed up every single time I went in, even with the suction tube in there. But you can just about see it on the base of the ear canal, it looks red. Very wet and soggy in the distance there, can't you? Now that there was just a little bit of granulation tissue that I think fell off the object on the way out. And I'm just going to go and explore that there. We just want to see what's under that little soggy bit there. And I can see that's the possibly a little bit of a bruise, a little bit of bleeding after that object's been removed. And here they are, all three of them. You figured out what they are yet? That's right, they are stones. And now the first, we haven't figured it out after the first two. And then we had to think, how on earth have they got in there? Where have they come from? How have they got in there? Now, children are known to put anything in anywhere, quite commonly. And I did ask, after I took the third one out, you might have heard on the audio, I said, have you got a fish tank? Because one of them looked quite decorative, quite a bit of a pattern on. Here they are, they've been washed, they've been cleaned. And they said, no, they haven't had a fish tank. Apparently Grandma has a fish tank, but we don't think they've been in there to get these things and put them in his ear. Turns out, he admitted later on, and I kind of knew it when I was asking him about it, because he was kind of smirking and being a bit coy and a bit shy. He was just clearly too embarrassed to tell me. But Mum told me later on that he admitted that he'd picked some stones up from the road and just put them in his ear. Why, who knows, but hey, sometimes when you could just, why not, just to see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, found it interesting. But for now, take care of yourself, and I will see you later. Ta-da.